Alright, strike while the iron's hot. I'm back and welcome to part 2 of the series, guys. Alright, in this part we are going to be making we're going to be actually finishing this TV, that TV cubes model. We're going to be finishing the backside. Yeah, believe it or not, these things have a backside. Um, yeah, we're going to be doing that, and we'll apply the subsurf modifier and we'll tighten up the graphics, and yeah, we'll make it a low high poly model and make all these peaker vents and everything. So the back side, as you can see, is basically like there's no set way for that. Some things have this. It's just a plain extrusion, or sometimes there's an extrusion on top of an extrusion. Sometimes there's no extrusions. I personally like this. There's it's neat, it's compact, and it's good. But we're gonna be making a mix of this and this. I actually saw this somewhere, but I couldn't find the reference image. The thing is, basically it's just one extrusion like this, and on top of that you have this, inner extrusions like this and this, where you have those multiple things going in. So that is what we're going to be making. But the problem, unfortunately, is that we cannot just extrude it from here. We have to add loops. So yeah, you can add a loop over here, you can add a loop over here, and you can extrude whatever you want outside. That's fine. But the problem comes when you add your subsurf. See, the thing is, these loops kind of, yeah, these loops, the ones you add right now, uh, they kind of just disrupt the geometry. So you can't just simply add the loops. So if you want to add the loops, you're gonna have to make sure that it doesn't disrupt the model. And well, actually, to make things, what I felt made things easier was applying the subsurf modifier first, tightening things up first, and then modeling the backside. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. If once you apply the subsurf modifier, everything should look like this. And if this is annoying you, you can remove it from your viewport. Oh, I'm sorry, not you. Yeah, you can remove that, and that's gone. This one's our screen. We can hide that. Let's do this first. So how do you tighten it? Well, the traditional way is to add a loop like this, and then you add a loop like this, and then you add a loop like this, and this is fine. This works. The problem is that for one thing, you bombarded your model with a lot of vertices, and another thing, it really becomes very hard to work with once you have this many vertices just here and there and here and there. So there's a neat way to actually tighten your model without having to add so many loops, and that is by using a bevel modifier. So basically, what is the bevel? You select this, you hit Control B, you get to bevel this, right? So the bevel is a really neat way to tighten your subsurf modifier thing. You basically add 3 loops. Well, that's the same thing that I'm doing here, only that I've used the bevel tool. But still, you get those vertices. So we're going to be doing that non-destructively by using the bevel modifier. Add the bevel modifier and make sure it's above your subsurf modifier, and you can instantly see that it's tightening things up, but it's really looking weird, and it's not nice, it's disgusting. So change the limit method from angle to weight, and once you do that, you can see that nothing happens. You hide the bevel modifier and unhide it, you see that nothing happens. That's because all of our vertices, just select one edge loop and go into item in the edit mode, and you can see that their bevel weight is 0. So as you increase it, you can see that something happens. So thing is that 0 means there's no bevel weight. For some reason, 1 is kind of like in between 0 and the best amount. So the game is about finding the perfect amount over there. So I think personally 0.005, that's the golden number for the bevel modifier. And yeah, it looks weird because we have just one segment over there. We can increase it to like 3 segments and maybe increase the amount of bevel to make it look good. Or I think 2 is good. We can change it later. So that's basically what we are going to do. We're going to be selecting all our edges and that we have to tighten, and we'll be adding the bevel modifier. So first off, let's just select every place, every sharp corner. Another way to do this is to actually use the select sharp option, but for some reason I'm not doing that, and hiding the subsurf modifier will really help. And I'm going to give these a bevel weight of 0.005, and they should be like that, which is cool. I'm going to select all of these, this one, and this one, and this one. The inside doesn't matter. Give it a bevel weight, so you get that. And now if you go out, you can see what's happening. And the best thing about the bevel modifier is that it tells you what's wrong. It really tells you what's wrong. You can see that it's telling me that this is not going in because I have to have this bevel connect somewhere, right? So it's basically like telling me that I have a loop which is going like this, but only that it stops over here and it's not getting connected anywhere. So I need to make it connected. So I'm just gonna select all of these edge loops in 0.005, and U and U. Yeah, this part is a little annoying because you have to search for the loops and you have to tighten them and everything, but it'll get over soon. And if you're getting these kind of artifacts when you're using the bevel modifier, it's because that your bevel is not getting connected. I mean, it means that you are not beveling the entire edge loop, right? You're just doing a part of it and leaving it, and that's not how you're supposed to do. For example, if you see this one at the top, you can see that this line is a part of this edge loop, and I have only beveled a little part of it. So if I bevel this entire thing, you can see that disappears, right? So yeah, that's what you're supposed to do when you get those kind of artifacts. Same thing over here and here, they're part of this edge loop, which means you are supposed to bevel the entire edge loop like that. And now you can see that thing goes away. Should I have made this a time lapse? Yeah, I probably should make this a time lapse, right? I don't want people getting bored. This is the kind of thing where you just put your favorite song, have it running in your ears, and you just do it. You just do it. There's no other way. You have to do this if you're modeling. Imagine adding all these proximity loops for this end. That would have been a lot of vertices on your object, and that would have really made modeling a very hard task. But now you can you have this done non-destructively, which is amazing, and gets the job done. And hey, yeah, that's about it. I've done it. And in order to get rid of these, just shade it smooth and it should go away. I don't think auto smooth works really on this, but yeah, I can have that enabled, whatever. and enable your subs, and oh, subsurf is already enabled. Cool. So that's how it's supposed to look, and it looks pretty good. Is that yeah, I think I left a thing over there. Yeah, I left that, and I left this too. There you go. And now that's all of that is done. Pretty cool, isn't it? So this is how it's supposed to look. If you followed my tutorial perfectly, you should have beveled like this. You can take reference if you want. Oof, 8 minutes into the tutorial, and we just did this. And now if you enable your plane, you can see that it doesn't really come out. So that's a good thing, right? That's a really good thing. Okay, now the next thing for us to do is the backside. And now since everything has already been tightened up, you can add your edge loop, freely without actually disrupting the geometry. So that's what I said, when it's gonna make things easier. And you can control the amount of loops. I mean, 3 is good enough. I mean, 3 is what you do when you're doing an edge, when you're doing proximity loop. So 3 is good enough, and you can increase or decrease this. With 0, and it will be like there's no bevel. 0.1 is like super sharp. I like 2. 2 is like, it's nice. 2 is a nice amount. All right. So the backside, yeah. Where's my reference? Then you can see that these things don't exactly start in the middle. I mean, in this case it does, but we're not doing that. That's just a reference for the buttons and stuff, and how the antenna is connected. So you can see that there's a lot of space over here, and it's more visible over here. The thing is that they don't really start exactly in the middle. They start a little towards the right. So it's a good thing that we have this space over here, so we don't have to worry about that. And I'm just gonna add this edge loop over here, so that we get this little space which is here, and should we or should we not leave space at the bottom? I think it's a good idea to leave some space at the bottom like that. Yeah, I think it's good that we leave space at the bottom instead of, we still have this enabled. Alright, instead of cramming it entirely, and at the top too, like that. And once it's done, you can select all of these faces and just extrude them out like that. I think this much looks good, and scale it down along the z-axis to get that nice angle, which looks good. And if you want to, you can scale it down along the x-axis too, and not that it doesn't look bad. And yeah, we have to bevel things here too, guys, just remember that. Don't ever forget to bevel. You know what I once did when I had a client work was that I did this in one of my client projects, this bevel method, and I kind of wantedly disabled the subsurf. No, I kind of wantedly unbeveled some edges before giving him the project for fun, and it was a joke, it was just a joke. I didn't get fired, guys. I didn't get fired. It was just a joke. He took it as a joke. Alright. We just need this to be like squares, right? Like that. And once you have things like that, you can probably bring this edge a little lower, like, and this a little higher, so that we have like even sized grids. Okay, so the next thing for us to do is this thing. I'm just gonna make 2 extrusions for this tutorial. It's gonna be one extrusion inside which these things will be located, and another extrusion for the the cable pin thing. Yeah, I'm gonna make another extrusion for that. So the that pins, those multiple pins thing, the first extrusion, I don't know what that's called, I'm struggling here. This one, that one. Yeah, that one is gonna be over here for me. So I'm just gonna make an inset on this. Should it be here or here? Actually, I think we didn't have to add this loop. No, we needed that. Yeah, actually, I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna make an inset over here, and yeah, I'm just gonna extrude it in like this, and that's cool, isn't it? That's cool. I'm gonna select these edges, all the sharp edges over here, and bevel them. And you should see some weird things happening here because did we bevel this? I don't think we beveled that properly, did we? Yeah, you should see these weird things happening because these bevels are getting connected to edges which are not getting beveled. So yeah, we are gonna have to bevel this entire thing. One of these edges are not beveled. Yeah, these are not beveled. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I don't think these need bevels. I was thinking the same. Any artifacts? Do we have them? No, we don't have any artifacts. Yeah, and these either, because you know we have the bevels. The bevels are connected, right? They're connected to the edges, so we didn't really need it. In case you unbevel, what? Yeah, in case you unbevel this, you should be able to see this artifacting happening here. So yeah, so make sure that you have your bevels connected to edges which they belong to. Cool. Alright, so the next thing for us to make is the place where the cable goes in. So these TVs didn't operate digitally, they had these cables, and these cables were basically like, you know, they were like these needle ended pins. I think this is the one inside which it goes. It's basically like a cylinder with a hole into which you plug it in, and you get cable. So the thing is, this pin was different in different countries. Okay, I mean the pin was the same. I think the televisions, the pin holder things were different. So in India, it used to actually be pretty thick. It used to be like this big. So that's what I'm gonna be making, and feel free to actually just follow the method and make it in your own way. So I'm just gonna select like one face. I'm gonna select this face. I'm gonna make an inset the same way that I did for this. Only thing is that I'm gonna scale it down and make it more squarish. I don't want it to be rectangular like this, and make an extrusion, take it inside, and there it is. There you go, that's about it. And with those faces selected, I mean edges selected, I'm just gonna bevel them. And this process does not leave you, you know, you are gonna have to keep beveling things again and again and again until you get it right. But it's still better than adding proximity loops. Of course, you didn't get beveled, did you? And I think this is an issue with Blender, you know, sometimes the edges don't get beveled even though you selected and beveled them. I don't know why that happens. Sometimes it happens, and it's like super annoying. You can see that these edges didn't get beveled. I literally bevel them. Sometimes you're gonna have to select them separately and give them bevels until it looks like that. Perfect. So that looks perfect, doesn't it? So it looks smooth and it looks perfect. So that's how your model should be looking. So now we finished the entire TV's object. I think we shouldn't have beveled this, but it's getting connected over here. Nice. We can actually stop the connection over here, I guess. We can stop the connection over there, and we can have it follow this. We can have this bevel just connect over here and go like that. We don't really need to have it go the entire way. That's also something that you should know when it comes to these bevels. You need to sometimes you don't have to bevel the entire edge loop. You can just have it connected, like all the bevels should be interconnected, right? These bevels, it should have a direction, it should go somewhere. That's all about it. It's not about the entire edge loop. So yeah, now that's looking pretty neat. And yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? The same way over here, we don't have to have this entire thing beveled. We can remove this. Oh my god, I had blueberry ice cream. Apparently I'm allergic to citric. That's what my doctor said. And yeah, I had a lot of blueberry ice cream, like these organic ice creams. And yeah, I can feel it kicking in. And it's also super hot. Let's just correct our model before we finish this part, right? This thing goes all the way there. We don't need it to. We can stop the connection over here, and the same way we can stop the connection over here. Oh, we didn't have all that. Nice. Cool. How about it? And this one needs to get connected there. Pretty good. Model is looking good. Only issue that I would say is that our these things need to be a lot. They could be better. So I'm just gonna select them and move them like along the x-axis. And I didn't select this guy. Move them like scale them along the x-axis, not move them. And even scale them along the z-axis to kind of give me that nice angle, smooth it out. And if I bring back my if I get out of local view, I can see how it looks, and I can see that it looks pretty good. Okay, so the next part will be the last part of the modeling. We've finished the back, we've finished the TV's shape basically. In the next part we'll be finishing the speakers, and we'll be adding all the other accessories which come on the TV, like these twisters over here and the antenna, and we'll make all of these stuff. And also we'll finish the TV stand, and we can even make some side side speakers. So yeah, that's about it. So if you're enjoying this tutorial series, please give this video a thumbs up, and also the previous video a thumbs up, so that more people can find it. And uh, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on the future videos. If I make a lot of good content, so you don't want to miss out on that. And do share this video with someone who you think might like this. Oh my god, it's really hard. I'm gonna go and jump into like a pool entirely made of ice. Alright, so I will meet you in the next part, which might be coming out in 1 or 2 days. So until then, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on that, and also let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Bye.